Spring is almost here.
And we have some fast and fun quilts to brighten up your home.
Hi, it's Donna Robertson.
And Fran Morgan with Fabric Cafe.
I always think that spring is the best time to make a new quilt.
It's so fresh and sunny outside, and you just want to bring it all into your house. And the quilt is the best way to do that.
That's right. It's a lot more fun than spring cleaning.
Oh, yes, definitely. So let's check out a quilt.
All right. This pattern is called Diamond Dust, and I really like this. The really cool thing about this is it's made with half rectangles instead of half square triangles. And whenever, I'm going to point out something really cool about this quilt, is that you actually create a star in the middle of the quilt by making this. Isn't that gorgeous? If you can see that star, let us know. Now this uses a double focus, so you've got two fabrics that are going to be really showed off in this, with the background creating that place that gives you the place to rest and really makes the pattern show. Let's put it on the table and talk about it. You know, I love the way we take a quilt that we've had in the past and we bring out beautiful new fabric. Is this not springy?
It is so springy, and wow, is it gorgeous the way the background of this fabric has that movement with the floral on top.
Oh, it is gorgeous. And as I said, this is a double focus quilt, so that means you're going to have two fabrics that you love so much that you can't figure out which one you're going to show, so you just show both of them. And then you get that one common denominator in there, so that it really does cause the contrast to really show off both. Now the way this quilt is made, we're making half rectangles, and we have the number one fabric in this particular aspect of the quilt, so this is what we have here. And then we make just the reverse with using our number 3 and 2. So this is our focus 1 and 2, and this is our number 3 and our number 2. Okay. Now let's look at this gorgeous fabric.
Yes.
So this is our number 1 fabric, and it's going to go in this section here. Then you compare your 2 and 3, and you put your lightest one in the background, so in the number 2 spot. And that will cause that design to show.
Love it, love it. Beautiful and number 2 fabric.
It is. And you know, it's really cool is that Fran had a tutorial that she did on the half rectangle.
I did, so be sure and check that out if you haven't.
It really is nice. And then in our secondary block, we're going to have the number 3 here, and then we're going to have the number 2 in the center. So both blocks share that number 2. And you can see the contrast here and here. Now you've got to see the image.
It is so, so pretty. And you can really see, I think this fabric really highlights that star that Mom was talking about that's in the center of the quilt. I think it really pops. And this just turned out beautifully.
It did. I like that a lot. And you can see how it's sort of like a reverse image. So that number 2 goes to the light. And you can see every one of those. It's just the perfect contrast.
It's beautiful.
Now this one is called Misty Garden, and it's the Diamond Dust pattern from the book Modern Views.
Now this is our favorite things pattern. Now this is a fun pattern. Once again, it kind of is a double focus pattern like Mom was saying in the last quilt. And this has got a great, what we call a half snowball. So, and this is a really fun one to make too. These go together really, really fast. If you want a really simple tutorial to watch, be sure to check out our Thursday's video. Like and subscribe, hit that button and that little bell so that you're sure to get notified of that if you're not already. All right, back to this, our half snowball, darling. Now this one is made with some wintry fabric, and as you know, we're going into spring, we're anticipating it, and let's go get some sunshine. Okay, we have a really fresh fabric here, and we have our crosses with all of our beautiful blooms on here, and a nice springy green background that I think works so, so well.
It's so pretty.
It is so pretty.
I love it.
Yes, and so this is our focus block here. This is our focus fabric. It's going to go everywhere that the lighter blue is here. Now this is a directional fabric, and what's really great is this pattern will work really well with this fabric, so it's going to work up gorgeous. Really, really fun. All right, our number 2 fabric, and I really like this with this. We have a matching green vine on a nice soft white.
Very nice.
Which I think just coordinates so well. Now this fabric is going to be used, of course, in our number 2 position. It's going to be the corners of these half snowballs as well as our border. And then to just give it that final spring love, which it's this wonderful purple with these bouquets of flowers, and we've got our lilies and our jonquils and daffodils and pansies. So, so pretty. And it picks up all of these little bouquets on the crosses.
I like that.
I know. Now this larger print is going to go in our secondary snowball, which is going to be perfect. So you're going to have the nice purple floral bouquets and then our nice green here. And of course we have a little bit on the border too, and it's just going to go
It's going to be a very, very pretty quilt.
and just perfect for spring. I just think that the purple and the green are just so beautifully complementary with that wonderful vine in the background. It's just so, so pretty.
And I like the way that the directional fabric shows up. That's great.
I agree. This is a perfect pattern for that. So our kit information on this one, it is called Spring Awakening, and it is our favorite things pattern from the Make It Christmas book.
Now this pattern is called Happy Go Lucky. And you know, in our area anyway, we start getting those breezes, and it makes me think about pinwheels, which are just so much fun to be out in the yard running with one of those when you're maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. I don't do the running, but the pinwheel idea is good. And this is great for showing off a focus fabric that you love, and that will be the width of the fabric for this. Then you make these fun little pinwheels, and you separate them with a little bit of sashing, and voila, you have a fun quilt that goes together in a hurry. Let's put it on the table and see our spring fabrics. You know, whenever I designed this pattern, I had done 2 patterns that had made a row quilt. And one of the reasons I did that is because quite often someone would come into our booth at a show and they'd say, "That is so pretty, I don't want to cut it up." Aww. So, voila, and look at this. It is definitely so pretty. You don't want to cut it up.
You don't want to cut it up. This is precious.
And you know, this one would work for a directional fabric, but this is non-directional. We've got fairies going both directions, and they're so sweet. And the birds, and look at this little splattering. I wonder if when the fairies get the dandelions and blow them in the spring, if they come out with all these different colors.
Let's say they do,
Okay.
because I think that's a great story. So our story here is the fairies come in right before spring and spread all the seeds for the blooms.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Now this is our number 1 going in this large strip here. And that is so pretty. It's so sweet.
So pretty.
And this is going to be in the background so that you can see your pinwheels.
Okay. Yep. That's great.
Isn't that gorgeous? We love this one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like this. Look at this stripe. So our pinwheels are going to be in this stripe, our number 3 fabric. This is a little wider, not a real rigid stripe, which I think is cool because it's going to give the pinwheels that look of being
movement,
like the sun is shining, and sometimes it looks this color and sometimes it looks that color, so it's going to give it that really cool dimensional look.
And because of the size of these half square triangles, this is going to give you a little bit of all of those colors in here that will also have that feel like you're saying.
This is so pretty. This is just
it is beautiful. And look how pretty it is here. It brings out those blues and some of those greens in there.
Yes.
This is one pretty quilt, but let's quit talking about it.
Let's show them. I know that you're just edge of your seat.
Well, see, you can see those pinwheels, how cute that is, the way the green kind of tips some of the edges of the pinwheel, and then the blues do that. It is so pretty.
And the fairy dust is all over it.
Yes. Love it. I like the fairy dust. Okay, the fairy dust is really magical. Yeah, and this quilt is magical.
It's so sweet.
So this is called Fairy Festival. How cute is that? I bet they have
cute.
all of their festivals in the spring.
Oh, yeah.
They have to come out from underneath the ground or wherever they live. And then the pattern is Happy Go Lucky from the book Quick and Easy 3-Yard Quilts.
Now, this is our So Easy pattern, and this one is fantastic for this time of year because, there's so many activities you want to do. You want to bring those spring quilt fabrics in your house, but you also want a little time outside. This one's going to go together so quick, you're going to be able to do that. So we have just a fun 4-patch here that goes together and creates this great design. You can see how these fabrics line up to just give you that great visual diagonal angle there. So it's very cool. Let's check out the fabric that we have. Okay, we have our So Easy on the table, and we have some darling spring animals here that are so cute.
They are precious.
So it's like a little farm right here. We have some little chickens, some lambs, some little milk cans here.
Those calves are going to have to grow into their nose,
I
but that is
know.
so cute.
That is the sweetest little face. I just
It
think it
is.
is darling. So this is our focus fabric. That is very, very cute. It is going to go everywhere you see the pumpkins here. So you can see that this is just really simple to put together, very easy to do. Now our fabric number 2 is kind of fun. We have all of our sunflowers springing up. So that's when you know that it's a really summertime, when the sunflowers start poking their heads up. Now our number 2 is the green, and these are going to be everywhere the green is. And of course some on the border, so that's going to be darling together. I like this too because these sunflowers are also on this focus fabric.
And you know, we are always talking about double focus. This is almost like a triple focus.
It kind of is, but it works so well.
It works well, absolutely.
So cute. Okay.
Yeah.
Now our number 3 is a little unique, I think. It's kind of a really large gingham, and it's got a black and white check, which is so fun, has been so popular. That is going to go everywhere you see this darker flower color here on these squares. Now, it's going to go together really well. Now, we've had some people comment on working with gingham, and I know that Karen asked us what's the best way to do that. So Karen, one of the things that we like to do, just to keep the quilts super fast and super easy, is we pick a pattern to use our gingham in where you're not having to match the gingham together. So in this case, the gingham will be right here. And as you can see, the next gingham square would be here, so there's no like lines to match of this plaid. And then of course on the border, so easy, so simple, there it is. So it really goes together without a lot of matching.
Right. And you know, I remember when, you know, I've told y'all this before, is I always sewed and made clothes, and Fran really was my quilting teacher, so she was a really good teacher. But I remember when you said, I was having trouble with my a gingham I was working with, and she said, you just go ahead and cut it with scissors.
Oh, you could do that.
You could do
yes.
that. Now, it usually works with your, you know, when you're just using your rotary cutter, but if you're just an extra picky perfectionistic person, then you can always use scissors.
That's true. You could, or you could pick a very simple pattern like this where you don't even really have to worry
Don't
about
have to worry about that at
That's
all.
right. So let's look at an image of this because it's really fun, really quick, and you can see how those ginghams don't touch, so that way you can put them in there and it's not really an issue whatsoever, so it keeps it super fast to
So
make.
you don't have to use scissors.
Yeah. Now, we have another pattern that would also work really well with a gingham or a plaid or check that you're working with, and that is so quick, and we've got that on the screen for you. And I think it works equally as well. Same thing. We are not touching it, so the blocks are positioned in such a way with the fabric so you don't have to worry about the matching. I especially like this one too because it's got it on the border, and I think that really
that
is a
looks
lot of
great.
fun.
Yeah. And
so
it gives
fun.
you a bigger square for your farm animals too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, you know what's really cool about these two patterns is that both of them are out of the book Quilt Favorites. And if you can't make up your mind which one you want to make, if you buy 3 kits, you can get that book free, and you'll have 8 patterns, and every pattern will also have a twin and a king queen. It is just value packed.
That is awesome. So be sure and check that out at fabriccafe.com. Let's get you the kit information. This kit is called Farm Friends, and once again, the pattern that we chose for this is So Easy from the Quilt Favorites book.
Now this pattern is called Bitty Bungalow. So if you're really industrious, you'll just build a whole neighborhood of absolutely adorable spring homes. So let's put it on the table and show you what it looks like. One of the things that I talk about a lot is movement in a pattern or a quilt, because I don't want just static. And so when I was designing this quilt, I wanted to get that movement, but if you're just going to have rows of little houses, how do you get that? So what I did was I gave you 2 different size houses, and it's achieved by doing one simple little trick. The roofs are the same, and this part is the same. That's actually a strip pieced
simple
section here, but I put a wider header
Strip
on
here.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. Where this one has a narrow little. So that gives you that movement. So when you're looking at it, and then to make it even better, I kind of move the fabrics around so you have alternating places that your little eye is going to go rest.
So cute.
And this is precious. It's going to be so cute. Wait till you see the image. So this is going to be our #1 fabric, which is everywhere you see the white. That is going to be so cute.
It's precious.
Yes. And then we have this lovely pink that's going to be in the background. So it's a rosy sky.
It's very pretty.
Yes, very nice. And then the #3 is the blue polka dot. And look how it picks up. It's a reverse of what the polka dot is on this fabric.
It's
That's
so
cute.
fun.
So this is going to be one happy quilt. Now the #3 is going to be in the border. It's also our roofs and our doors in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Now, this quilt
Yes.
is also from our stash busting book, which can be made with jelly rolls plus some yardage. So if you would like to see how that's done, be sure and check out the video that pops up, because that would really make it fun and fast.
That really would. That's a great tip. Okay, let's look at the picture, Stu. All right, look at that. Isn't that precious?
It is so cute.
And you know, that pink background is so nice. I love it when we get those pink sunsets. You know, they're just so nice. And the little bungalows are just precious. I like the way that turned out. I love that blue on the border.
Cute pattern. Cute pattern.
It is. Now this one is called Sweet Picnic. It's the Bitty Bungalow pattern from the book Stash Busting with 3-Yard Quilts.
Now this is our Dominique quilt, and this is really a fun quilt to put together because it's super cool. It's actually just one block. And as you can see, like right here, we have a block with a little gray in the middle. Then we have the block here with the gray in the corner, made with 2 different fabrics. They're just turned. And then we've put a really fun, sweet sashing between them to give that little spot here that looks like the center of the flower. All right, this is fun. Let's check out some fabric. Okay, do you know what springtime is? Strawberry shortcake season.
Whoa!
That's my favorite thing about spring. No, actually, there's a lot of things I love about spring. But strawberry shortcake is a good one. It's up there high on the list.
It's really up there high, yeah. But I don't like the cake. I just want the strawberries and whipped cream.
Oh, yeah. Well, how about strawberries and flowers? Ooh. That would be good together, right?
Well, yeah, especially if they're strawberry flowers.
Yeah. This is gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. So this is our focus. It has beautiful blooms on it, lots of strawberries, a nice plentiful season here of strawberries.
Oh,
I love it.
And it doesn't look like the rabbits have found them yet.
Oh, all for me. Okay. So our focus fabric, this gorgeous fabric, is going to go everywhere you see this red polka dot here on our pattern. And then our #2. Now, it is the lightest of the 2 remaining, but it still has all of those strawberries on it.
That is so sweet.
So that is going to go everywhere this is here, this little lighter fabric with the little butterflies on it. Mm-hmm. And then our #3 fabric, this looks like a strawberry.
Boy, it does. Look, it's even got the light and the dark.
Little seeds on it. It's so much fun. And it coordinates so well. Now that's going to go everywhere the gray is, on our sashing and in our little square on our block there. And this turned out so darling.
I think this one would be such a cute wall hanging in your kitchen.
It is so fresh. It is so good. Yeah. It is a kitchen quilt.
I
agree.
Yeah. Or it would look cute over the back of the bar stool.
Oh, yes, in the back of a chair. It is really precious. And I really love this color combination. I think it goes so well together. It has a nice strong border too, and I really, really like that.
Very bright and cheery for the spring.
Very spring, and it makes me want strawberry shortcake. Okay, the name of this kit is Strawberry Season, and once again, the pattern is Dominique, and that is from our Modern Views book.
If you really like fast patterns, then we've got something very special for you next week. Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you'll get the notifications.
And if you would like some extra spring inspiration with quilts, be sure to check out the video that pops up next. It's Fran Morgan
and Donna Robertson. Thanks for watching.